by good morning, I mean good afternoon, because it's just about to be 4 o'clock on the dot. And I have some fun things to do today before the show. So I thought I would bring you with me. I'm going to get some gowns fitted for concerts after when I'm done with Wicked. And if I'm invited to the movie premiere, which we don't know yet, but always best to not have to search for our address is what I'm saying. And I thought while I'm here, I could show you what my apartment looks like, because I just did a little bit of straightening up. I live in a studio in Dumbo. So let me turn these lights on actually. So obviously not super tidy because I'm just like kind of breaking out of it. Sorry, hand. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. You can kind of see it now. So yeah, this is our little abode. Trevor and I, we live here. This is the one I think I'm most excited about. First of all, please introduce yourself for everyone.
Hello, I'm Timothy.
And where are we?
Oh, where are we? We are at the Brooklyn Sewing Academy, and I am going to be launching a bridal line soon. T.L. Brooke.
So exciting.
And we're starting with some alterations to make you the chicest broomstick.
Yes.
I got dressed this morning, and it was when I was looking in the mirror that I realized, do you see what I'm wearing?
You're dressed as Glinda.
Oh, this is Glinda.
Yeah.
I put it on and I was like, oh, this is really cute. And then I was like, oh my god, we're literally styling you as me as Glinda. So.
It's perfect though. So, Tim and I went to college together. So we've known each other for, 13 years. And I remember when you altered my like freshman dance dress. And that was like a vintage $20 dress from the thrift store, and here we are 14 years later with Oscar de la Renta dresses. I'm so excited. As it should be. We're here at number 2, stop of the day. We're at Hershey. Hey, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, Julie Payne, Hershey's Chocolate World Times Square. So happy to have you here today.
Look at this. We're going through all the wicked stuff at Hershey. Oh yeah.
Just so nice because it's supposed to give the dripping effect
of the green,
of like melting green, like wickedness.
She's melting.
Yeah, like she's melting now. Oh my god.
And this is Chantel, a beautiful
Yeah, this is
Broadway
Chantal.
fan.
Hi, Chantal.
Yeah.
Love her.
Just for the extra wickedness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Love her.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Hey. Wow.
Did we take him out?
Awesome.
Did we take him out of
That
there?
looks beautiful.
Look, that's us, Broadway.com. Woohoo! Wow, those are amazing. Tell me that a new bombshell has entered the villa.
A new bombshell has entered the villa. She is. That was the worst accent ever. Your Act 2 dress.
This one's mine.
Custom made for you. Look at those fabrics. Oh, the copper fabric I love is here.
Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous.
Here's the difference between an old dress, where the ruffles get kind of tattered, which is actually kind of perfect for Alphaba.
And it's a lot softer and drapier.
And then this
Whereas
is the new
so
dress, which
stiff.
is just like. I know that the movie and the movie merch is not the same as the Broadway musical merch, which is why I had to buy my own American Eagle sweatshirt. But Squishmallows, look at these. Look, I did comment on their post, but then they were like, we'll send you those. And they did. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Should we give that one to, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Donna.
Oh my god.
Donna is a Broadway legend, first and foremost.
Does that mean I'm old?
No, it just means that you're a freaking legend, bro.
I am. Been around a long time.
You've been around longer than I.
And bomb times. Yeah.
Donna, I want to know, has there been any outside influence for your Madame Morrible? Like, do you bring anything into it of your own making?
Oh, yes, I do, but I mix it up, and by the way, at 6 months, I'm still trying to find it. But sometimes when little girl, 8-year-old girl said, how do you play a villain? And I said, well, you can't play a villain. That's the thing. You got to find the human qualities and what is wrong with this woman, you know, this controlling, this manipulative, where does that hurt come from? So it's all those little fun questions, you know, that we like to ask ourselves about the character that's not on the page.
Totally. Oh my gosh, Donna!
Look at that, my little monkey, my little chimp.
What is this story behind
okay,
this? This
the
is
story
crazy!
The story is Martha Swope, a very famous theatrical photographer, a beautiful photographer. She did all the Broadway shows many years ago. I was in her studio in the West 40s, and I was getting ready to do Sweet Charity.
The minute you walked in the joint.
And she said, well, I have a little shoot here with this baby chimp. Do you want to hold it? And I said, sure. And I held it, and I just fell in love with it. So like a little breath, a little warm breath, the beautiful blue eyes. You know, they're so vulnerable. It's a darling little, anyway, never forgot that feeling. So because of the monkeys, you know.
You look so happy in that photo, too.
Yeah.
You could tell
I
that
love
that's
it.
like a genuine, like...
I just love it so much.
Oh. We have something special for you today that came from our
Yes, social media.
Popular
Popular request.
request, and that is to do a little prop store. Well, our favorite props in Wicked that we get to hang out with and touch and stuff. I'm gonna give this over to Jessica.
Here we go. Let's look at some props.
Let's look at some props.
She's got some props.
Here we go. Here's the Grimmerie.
Yeah.
This is the Grimmerie. She has new pages, so they're super thick. I don't prefer that. I actually really liked the other pages because they were really like frayed. And then inside the Grimmerie is literally just gibberish. So if you can imagine, should we get into the light or can you see it okay?
Good, yeah.
I have to look at this gibberish and sing something completely different.
Different gibberish.
Different gibberish
not
on
the
top
same
of different gibberish.
Yeah.
This one's abentacayatu mante de tementea. This one's abilandare pato paput ambulandaska caldepes, lafanatum pede pede caldepes. And then the last one I sing is elikanamen amenatumatum elikanamen.
Amazing.
This, I think, is a fun fact that people don't know. The letter that Elphaba gets from Madame Morrible is not addressed to Elphaba.
Oh, no.
Her line is, he asked for me, personally? And she goes, well, I know how devastated you were by that. Poor Dr. Dillamond. It's actually addressed to Madame Morrible.
Oh.
So I give myself a second to look at that and go, I don't care, I'm going to see the wizard. Let's see. We could just, let's
got
go.
your bag
Here's
there.
the bags right here.
The tote bag.
Get a tote
Carry
bag.
the Grimmerie.
She gotta carry the Grimmerie in here.
Go to school with.
Got a cool little
Good texture.
texture, and what I really like about it is the liner. This is Alyssa's bag, I think, because I loved the liner so much. It's thick, so I can just throw stuff into it right away, and it's at the bottom. It just makes it easier to get the book in and get the book out.
Yeah.
Let's go look at the broom.
Yeah, let's go look at the broom.
Let's go look at the broom.
Here we go.
We'll say hi to the Gershon on the way.
Hi, Gersh.
In just about 50 minutes, every seat will be sat and it'll be phenob. Friday night on Broadway. Here is the elixir,
Nice.
which is actually scope and a glow stick.
Hello.
Can I come in?
Hi.
Oh my gosh, Alexandra, I was wondering if we could have a little talk for Broadway.com.
Welcome to the private suite.
Whoa!
Come on in. This is what Glinda's room would be if she didn't have to share with Alphabet.
Honestly.
No, but come in.
And this is just Vaughn,
around.
the Glinda dresser,
Yes.
star dresser.
So we
Team
share
Sparkle.
Team Sparkle. And we share Mary Kay Uzersky.
Yes.
Team Sparkle and Team Green share her.
Can you give us a little tour of your room?
Yeah, of course. Well, I didn't decorate this room. I believe Jenna Claire Mason decorated this room.
You'll meet her tomorrow.
Thankfully, I'm very glad she did because it's stunning and I didn't have to do anything to it. Over here, we have a really special. This was given to my husband when he was in Wicked 5,000 years ago. And then this was given to me on my opening night by
The
the
one and
beautiful, stellar Miss Donna McKechnie.
And it was Donna's.
This was her copy as a child.
Isn't that crazy?
So that's like a really special thing that I will treasure forever. So we've got our books. Then we've got all the costumes, and what's really exciting is all of the costumes are now officially mine. And this is a brand new popular dress.
Gosh, it really looks new.
It's so pink. They're so pink when they first show up. They're always pink, but you don't realize how pink they can be until a fresh one shows up. Same with the yellow.
This is my favorite detail, though. I think I just noticed this yesterday.
They're like little arrows.
That they're like little arrows, or like almost like little overalls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's so
And the
cute.
yellow one is brand new as well. What I love about both of these is like
You're good. You're fine.
what I love about them is like there's so much detail just in the color. Like I thought this was just a pink dress or
So,
just a yellow dress, but
this
it's
is-
not. It
It's
has
actually
so many
the
other.
same fabric, but it's inverted.
I didn't even know that.
It's the same fabric.
I didn't even realize that.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's
I wear it every day, and I did not realize.
It's the
I had
same-
no idea.
yeah, it's the same fabric.
Yeah,
That is so
it's very
cool.
so cool.
this lady is brand spanking new.
Wow.
She is stunning.
She looks
is
so
wonderful.
good on
She
you,
is
too.
Light.
I know. I can tell because I picked Socha up at Curtain Call, which you have to
Yeah.
come to see. But
So it's interesting, I guess, you'd have Jessica to speak to it better about how they've changed the structure of the dress over the years. If you look at pictures of Kristen Chenoweth, it's not as poofy. It's gotten much poofier over 2 decades. But even from the one that I was in, that dress weighed, we think, close to 17 pounds,
wow.
which was a lot.
That's a
and
lot.
I didn't know any better, so I just was like, well, this is it, and I'm fine. And then I put this on. And I don't know how I actually don't know how much this one weighs, but
We've got a scale.
Probably
we'll
about
do this.
12.
That's what I thought. I think it's about 5 pounds lighter than the other one.
Mine is
and
lighter
it is
too.
Really great. It just frees you up to move around the stage more easily and like frees your body up for more storytelling.
Yeah, I feel like Socha's been a lot more bouncy since she's gotten
Yes.
this dress. She loves to
it's much
bounce.
easier.
Yeah. I also would love to shout out our beater, Veronica. She's amazing.
She's
because
in here every day.
there's a lot of
Practically.
maintenance on the dresses, and she sits and sews sequins on by hand. So I just want to shout out Veronica.
Yeah, that's the thing.
She's-
All of
yeah.
these are sewn on by hand.
And then they fall
Yes.
off, so someone has to be here to put them back on. Because as you run around the stage in this, it's impossible for it to not get worn and for things to not happen to it.
No.
Or not to get stuck on something at some point. So
Yeah.
she's in here and we're constantly fine. Oh, there's one
I know.
right here. one, two, here we go.
There they are.
$35.
There we go. Yeah, probably. This is probably about $50 worth of sequins.
Probably.
There we go. So yes. There's
I-
always sequins, there's always glitter in this room.
Backstage.
We're gonna play a game, Jonathan Bach and I, of where's Elphaba on the stage and see who's better at Elphaba's blocking, me or
Blocking.
Jonathan.
Be her.
Because Jonathan is in charge of keeping up the blocking book, and so I'm assuming you know everything.
Well,
I
don't know.
I'm
I don't know.
hoping
I'm
I don't
hoping.
get anything wrong.
I'm hoping I don't either. This is very embarrassing.
Okay,
Amazing.
amazing.
Okay.
Jessica's helping us.
So I'm gonna read the line.
Yep. And then we're gonna write it down, and then we'll put it up at the same time.
Yeah, newlyweds game.
Yep. Don't cheat now.
Not cheating.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
So I'll make good.
Ready? Stage rate 4, track 2, I put the 8 grade. She has me starting at the 8 grade.
I've changed.
I have to put the bag down because I don't move
Put
until
the back down.
I have to put the bag down. I have to be standing on the 8th grade
Right. I feel like it depends where Nessa ends.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, even when Nessa ends somewhere else, I always go to the 8th grade.
What does the book say?
So this says the 8th grade is at the start. It says so I'll make good. It says
Cross to
Oh, then
stage.
alphabet
cross.
cross L6.
She's
to
right.
number
You're right. I'm wrong.
Point.
Noise. Okay, here we go. Next one is so I'll be back for good someday.
Oh, easy. Easy.
We'll see. Oh, okay. Alphabet cross L4.
Across the
Nice.
I'll be back
floor.
for good.
someday.
That's the trick.
I always
that's
remember
good.
it's 8, 4, 6, right?
No, it goes.
8,
It doubles.
8.
4, 8, 7, 6. It starts
So
on 4.
5, 4, 7, 8. Oh yeah, it's 4.
And then 4, then 8, 7,
7,
6.
6. 4, 8, 7, 6.
Nice. Good one.
Yep.
Final one.
Let her go.
We're gonna have different.
No, we're not.
Okay. 8th grade.
8th grade.
What's it say?
It says step back to R10.
No.
Okay,
No.
well, it's you know what? We're gonna go with the 8th grade.
You were both right. Yay.
Nailed it.
I saw Wicked when I was 8 years old. And I turned to my mother at intermission and said, I have to do this show.
Wow.
Like, I remember I saw it at one point when I was in, like, high school. And I was like, the job I want is right there. And then Mary Beth Abel, the legend that she is, mentored me and took me under her wing. And I interned for Wicked in 2016 when I was in college. North Carolina School of the Arts.
Great school.
Great school. I then, in 2019, I started subbing. And while I was doing, you know, other things, other Broadway shows and other off-Broadway shows and things like that, and I would come in here when they needed somebody. And then, post-pandemic, I joined full-time. And we're about to hit like 3 years full-time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, John.
Thanks, I love it.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say hi to her. Knock knock. See you out there. Yes. Yay, yay, yay. Yay! Let's go. Hi. Places. Yeah.
Can we take that?
Sure, thank you. Hey, this is when we walk to death.
This is when.
Hi, Sal. You too.
Hi, Sal.
Hey.
Was it the last one? Yep. Happy birthday to you.
Is this the end of the vlog?
It's the end of the vlog.
Bye!
All right, that's the 8th show of the week.
Hi, I'm Jenna Claire Mason, and I played Glinda on the national tour of Wicked the Musical for 1 year opposite Mary-Kate Morrissey's brilliant Elphaba. You were my longest Elphaba.
I did it. We did it for longer than a year.
Longer than
Just-
a year.
Yeah, because I extended because you wanted me to meet the end of. I did it for 14 months, and you
Thank
were my
you.
Glinda the whole time.
Thanks for doing that.
Oh yeah,
What witches do for each other.
that's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Hey.
That's my best friend.
Hey.
That's my best friend. Ooh. I do. Hey. Okay.
We are the double name witches because we both have 2 first names.
Mary Kate,
Jenna Claire.
like a gin and tonic. You took my lashes off already.
This is our post-show ritual on the road, which
Yes.
is you would degreen a little, and I would go, oh, my love.
I
we
know.
have to get in here and get these back muscles and shoulders.
Well,
all
I don't have a lot of shoulder mobility, I think, too. And so GC would come in. You always do my back for me.
That's what friends are for.
GC, what are some of your favorite memories from Wicked?
With you on the road,
Yeah.
I would often convince Mary Kate to room with me.
Oh my gosh.
So we lived together in a lot of cities. Fort Lauderdale,
Omaha.
we had some really, oh my gosh, Indianapolis. We had some really good Airbnbs. Oh, Albuquerque.
Oh, that was the best one. Our little casitas.
Yeah.
So if we were on the road right now, what would happen is GC would do my back.
Yes.
We would go out. We'd go to the stage door, meet people, and then we'd go home. And GC would either make. This is what GC would either make, one or the other. One would be like potatoes or white rice with ground beef and cheese on top. That's what that meal. Or
Protein.
Or you would make little tiny pancakes with almond butter and a fried egg on top.
So good.
And she would make that for me like after every show.
So good. We would do a saltwater gargle.
We would do saltwater
We would
gargle.
make tea.
We would make tea.
Sometimes we'd watch
We
a
would
movie.
sit and steam and watch British Bake Off because it was so low stakes. It kept us like not stressed.
We watched Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, we would watch movies.
What's the baseball one I loved? that
Oh,
you
League of
introduced
Their
me to?
Own.
League of Their Own.
And we watched your favorite movie, which is
Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
Yes.
You know, the girl with the horse.
Yeah, the girl with the
On
horse.
the boardwalk of Atlantic City, life can be peaches and cream.
That should be a musical.
It should. It would be really hard for horses to dive on a Broadway stage, but
Warhorse did it.
well, and have you seen have you seen Water for Elephants yet?
I haven't, but I'm
You
dying
haven't
to
gotten to get out and see Broadway shows? What have you been doing?
No, and Kyle Selig just joined and I love him.
know.
Such a
He's
fan of his.
Wonderful.
Do you want to use this to take it off?
Wonderful. Yes, thank you.
I
just kept rubbing.
just
Just keep rubbing. Just
So-
keep rubbing. Scrubbing, rubbing. Oh, we had another really sweet tradition on the road. In almost every city, either my mom was visiting or Mary Kate's mom was visiting. So if MB, her mom was here, she would undo my pin curls, and if my mom was here, she'd undo your pin curls.
Yep.
And that was like, momming across America.
Yep. Yep, moms.
Tender moments.
Moms are the best. Hey, Broadway.com, thanks for following along these past 8 weeks.
Scrub, scrub here, scrub, scrub there.
This is only fitting that this is the last thing you see of me.
Degreening.
Degreening. Signing off from the Double Name Witches.
The Double Name Witches. Love you.
Thanks for
Congrats,
the opportunity.
you did it.
Thanks, GC.
Yay, good vlogging, babe.
Oh my gosh, you have green on you. Look at you.
Perfect.
Wicked has started auditioning the witches that will replace Alexandra and I. I think today was the first day of auditions, and my boss is headed to LA and then Australia and then Las Vegas, and they're just doing lots and lots of auditions. And it's like kind of it's a crunchy feeling because I feel really proud that I worked my way up through the ladder. If you don't know, I started as a standby on tour, and then I was a principal on tour, then I was a standby last year here on Broadway, and then I took over for Alyssa Fox, who's an incredible Elfie. But it does feel a little bit like, wow, this is only mine to hold for so long, and it just is like a good reminder to always keep that attitude of gratitude moving. And it's a long chapter. I started in 2015 as a standby. My first city was Denver. I performed on like the 16th or 17th of June in 2015. So I won't quite make it to my 10-year mark. Maybe I will if they bring me back to like cover someone's vacation. But I'll be just shy of it. Being in the world. Of course, I like went away and did other things. But since there are all of these auditions happening, now I thought maybe I would tell my audition story, because it's not like, it's not the big wow, kind of. I was doing a show called Elmer Gantry at Signature Theater in like 2013, I think. And I had just signed with my agency, Carlton, Goddard & Freer, CGF. I'm obsessed with my agents. I'm absolutely obsessed with CGF. Like, if you are a young actor or an actor who's looking for a different representation, I highly recommend you even just like read a couple interviews of my agents. They're just like the nice guys of musical theater who like play hardball for their clients. Like, that's how I would like copyright their office. So they're like, okay, you're going in for Elphaba, and I'm like, but I'm playing this bluegrass preacher lady. Like, I'm doing so much vocal flipping. I haven't been singing in this place in my voice. I don't know. And they were like, just do it. I was like, okay, great. So I took the Amtrak train up from DC, and basically they were like, and I went in for, I want to say like Stephen Aremus was in the room, or I want to say he was in the room, and someone else, and my agents called me afterwards, and they were like, basically, they really like you. They just, like, vocally, they don't think you can do it. And I was like, okay, great. I can handle that. I can handle that because I am not delusional, and I know that I didn't sound good. I was really nervous, and my voice was not placed where it usually is. And I hadn't had like a voice coach or voice tech in the city that I was like seeing regularly. And I was like, fine. People just always told me I was going to play Elphaba, and if that's not going to happen, that's fine. I can give up this dream and I can go find other things because they just told me no. It's kind of how I felt about it. Almost like a relief. And then like maybe 6 months pass. Something like that. 6 months, because I think it was like in like November times. Like this is like the time where they're like seeing people, then they'll see people again probably. But they're like, all right, they want to see you again. And I had been like knocked back a couple levels of the audition. And I had been knocked back to the pre-screen level. So it was at the old Telsey building, and it was like me and 100 girls wearing long black free people dresses. And we were standing in like a long line. Everyone had to sing the same thing. So I go in, and the person behind the table, there's just one person this time, not like a team. And they're like the casting associate on it. Not the like casting lead, but like his. So we were just kind of like they were going through the weeds kind of. And this guy had me sing the end of Defying Gravity like 8 times. 8 times. And I'm just like shredding, you know? And then I remember my agents called me after that and they said, well, they're not going to be the one. They said they're not going to be the one to tell you that you can't do it. I was like, what a vote of confidence that is. So obviously I'm like, whatever, I don't care. They're like, no, you're going to be called back again. So I go back again for a callback, and then I go back again for a final callback to be the standby on tour. And I like have a reading afterwards, and I show up with like my bag for this reading. I'm like, hey, I gotta get out of here by this time because we have a presentation down at NYU, gotta go and do it, go. And then I'll never forget, I was like in my mom's car, and I got the call that was like, you're going on tour, you're gonna be Elphaba. So I get it, and I go out on tour, and look, if you saw one of my early standby shows, you know that I was not the girl I am today. I struggled. I really struggled in the role. I felt like Elphaba, and I felt like I was acting her, and I felt like I knew her deeply. But it was so difficult to sing that when I was done, I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't think I got this. Like, I couldn't even make my vibrato spin on The Wizard and I. Every single Wizard and I felt like a prayer. Felt like the wizard and I, and just like was just bleh. So even though I was like feeling it deeply and I feel like I was acting the crap out of it, I just couldn't sing it. So I got back and I started studying with Matt Farnsworth, who is my current tech, my current like voice teacher, because the Elphaba that I was standing by for, both Elphabas that I've stood by for, Emily Cook and Alyssa Fox, both were taking with Matt. And Emily Cook was like, bro, you have to take with Matt because he is the best of the best, and he like coaches all the Elphabas, and he will help you. And so one thing about me is that I love to be in class. I love to learn. I love to try to improve. You guys see the golf thing. Like, I just want to be better all the time. And so I go to Matt and we start singing, and he's like, I think you can do this. I think you can do this. I studied with him for a whole year. And then I start to feel really good in the material. And he's like, can we please sing something else? And I'm like, I'm not done. I'm not done with this part. I need to keep working on it. And I need to keep, he's like, you know, he always says like he's going to write an autobiography of like all of the Elphabas that he's, you know, literally pulled out of the grave. And so another year goes by. And this is like a year in between. I think we did like Joan of Arc at the Public, and then I was doing a bunch of readings. And I got the email that was like, do you want to go back in? And I was like, yes, it's my time. And I was doing a reading with Lisa Brescia, who is an Elphaba. And I was like, we were talking about it, and I was like, I think I can do it. Like, I think it's mine now. I just had this feeling. I was like, it's mine. And it was Telsey had changed their building. So I go up, I take the Amtrak train down from the O'Neill, which is where I was working, where we were doing this reading. And I'll never forget, MJ Rodriguez was like, "You're gonna play Alphabet. You're gonna play Alphabet." And I was like, "I'm gonna play Alphabet. I'm gonna play Alphabet." So I go in, I sing it. I feel like I kill it. Like, I really feel like I kill it. And I'll never forget, like, I left and I'm sitting out in Times Square because it was in their new building with my stuff just like, before I had to take the train back. And a girl comes out of the Telsey building and she goes, she's on the phone with her mom. And she's like, "The girl in front of me sang the crap out of it, Mom." And it was me. And I was just like, oh my God. Because in my head, I'm like, no one's ever said that about my Alphabet. So I knew my work had like paid off in a small way. So then I'm going backpacking with my friend, Lindsay, and it's like they're like, "Okay, we want to see you for your final callback for this." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've literally done the role 100 times, but okay. So I'm leaving for Copenhagen at like 3, and they're like, "Okay, can you come in at 10? I'm like, go in and do the whole thing, and it's at the Gershwin in the rehearsal studio, and they tape it because they're gonna send it to Joe and Steven and everybody. So I'm like walking through the Gershwin Theater, like, oh my God, this is gonna make me cry. Just walking through the Gershwin Theater thinking like, oh my God, like this is such an iconic place and such an iconic show, and I can't even imagine. I just like it took my breath away in the moment. So I go in, I'm like, okay, blah, 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 gotta go, bye. And so then we leave and we go backpacking. We don't hear for 2 weeks, and then we're in Prague. And my agent sent me a little GIF of Kermit the Frog. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that all happened. So then I go on tour and I meet Jenna Claire, my Glinda, who changed my life. And I feel like we had such an incredible friendship that translated into the show. And I feel like she made me a better actor, and I kept studying with Matt. Matt and I took like virtual lessons the whole time. So when the world shut down and GC and I opened our online school for musical theater, I felt like I believed in virtual teaching in this way because I had been taking it the whole year when I was on tour that time. And anyways, so come back. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I'm not gonna lie, tour was really, really, really hard on me. I had 4 big mid-show call-outs that were like pretty hard on me mentally and physically, obviously, and emotionally. And when I finished the show, my mom was like, "I hope you never do that again." And I was like, I don't think I will. I think I can say I've done it now. My agents too were like, "All right, you've done it." Matt too. You've done it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've done it. And then I go on the Mean Girls tour, pandemic happens, go back on the Mean Girls tour. And I'm like talking to, I can't remember quite how it came up again. I think that one of my agents, Brett, and I went out for drinks or something. And I was like, I think I should be the next standby. He's like, "Would you stand by?" And I was like, yeah, I totally would. And we were kind of just like talking about what I wanted to do and like manifesting a little bit. And then like 2 weeks later, Christopher, my agent, called me and said, "You're being considered. Are you interested? Because you're being like considered." And I was like, yeah, I am 100%. So, and then like a week after that, I didn't even audition again. A week after that, they called me and were like, "You're going to be the next Broadway standby, and you're going to make your Broadway debut as Elphaba in Wicked," which is crazy. So then I'm here, and sometimes I feel like standing by can feel like a whole audition in itself, because you're doing the show, but you don't know it like the back of your hand. You don't know everybody who's on stage with you. You're like filling a gap kind of for the rest of the people who are doing the show, while also trying to like, play Elphaba. Like, it's a little bit like we all have our show, which is why so many times the standby has done it so many times before. She has her show. She knows what it is. But there are like little different intricacies. And so I felt like being a standby fed me these lessons I had to learn about Elphaba, about the Gershwin, about myself, truly, that I could digest at like an easier rate. So that by the time it was this time last year, we recorded the Defying Gravity, the 4 Elphabas for the Defying Gravity for the anniversary. So I said to my agents, it's me. I want it so bad. I don't think I'm done with this part, because I was going on quite often and I felt so good and I felt like I loved the Broadway company so much, and I just was like, I need this last thing so that I can close the door. And they had me audition, they put me on tape, and then they didn't like the tape. Because it's theater and it doesn't often translate to the tape. They took a tape and then watched the show, and they were like, everything you're doing in the show is right. Everything you're doing in the show is what we want. It's just like not quite. So then I had to audition again. And at that point, and both times I auditioned, I was on that night. And I was like, this feels so crazy that I knew, like, in this, if you're auditioning for Elphaba right now, what I knew is that I just had to be so good in the show that they would find it hard to resist just making it easy on themselves. Like, so every single show I was on, I'd push myself so hard to just be better and better and better and better, so that like they would see me growing, see me taking it so seriously, and that it would be hard for them to cast someone else because I was already giving them what they wanted and what they needed. So that's my mindset the whole time. And then it worked, because even though they didn't like my tape, they were seeing the show and were like, yeah, this is it. So I call my family. I'm on my way out to CGC and do a concert with her. We're like jumping up and down screaming. And then I took over, and it's been just the best gift of, we're 6 months in, the best gift, the best job ever. I love it so much. And so knowing that there are auditions happening now puts into perspective that there are so many more days behind me than there are in front of me. And I think that's a really beautiful thing, because I'm like, yes, this is my victory lap. I did it. And then on the other hand, I'm like, wow, it's over. It's almost over. So that's the whole story. That's my whole Wicked story. And that's where I am. That's where you have found me, right smack dab in the middle of the end. It's crazy. Oh my god, it's crazy. Gotta turn this off because I'm gonna have a little cry and then I'm gonna be good.